when I started doing this in 1997, there was maybe less than a handful of other attorneys practicing in nursing home litigation. So I started to carve out a niche in that area of law. And the other part of that was my mother, who is a consultant to my firm now, ran a nursing home as a director of nursing for over 25 years in Connecticut. So I was able to grow.
You basically grew up in that field anyway. And
in that environment and grew fond of the elderly at a young age. And I feel that it's only right to represent their interests.
And to advocate for the elderly.
Absolutely.
So before we started the program, we were talking about a case you had down at a trial you had down in Cape Cod, Barnstable Superior Court, and I found that very interesting. Why don't you tell the audience a little bit about that case?
It was the first nursing home case tried in Barnstable County. For those of you who don't know, Barnstable County is the arm of Massachusetts. It's Cape Cod. Once you get over the bridge, you're in Barnstable County. And we pursued a nursing home case down in Barnstable County for a couple reasons. One is that there's a large population of Massachusetts elderly is on the Cape, and there is a large number of nursing homes down on Cape Cod. And we pursued this particular case, and it took 3 years of normal course of litigation, and it was tried before a jury on May 5th of 2003. The case was a week-long trial. The sole defendant was one nursing home. The sole plaintiff was the estate of the decedent. Her name was Margaret Wells. And her daughter brought the case on behalf of Margaret Wells. And Margaret was in a nursing home for purposes of rehabilitation. She had fallen and broken her hip at home and went to Cape Cod Hospital. From Cape Cod Hospital went to a nursing home for what they say rehabilitation.
Right. And how old was she?
She was in her late 70s.
Which isn't very old by
today's standards, not at all. And she was to return home, get her physical therapy, get back to her normal, what they call baseline, and return home. And she died in the nursing home of pneumonia. Now, I know there's a lot to be heard about pneumonia. Many of us heard of pneumonia. It's the most common killer among our elderly. But in most cases, pneumonia is not preventable, but it's certainly curable. And when you're in a nursing home setting and you have individuals who are supposed to be monitoring and supervising and caring for you, and they ignore it, you should not be dying of pneumonia in a nursing home, especially in her circumstance. And I could go into more details.